New details have emerged in Russia regarding the resignation of Dmitry Kozak, a longtime associate of Vladimir Putin and former deputy head of the presidential administration. As agency has discovered, shortly before his dismissal, Kozak sent Putin a personal letter harshly criticizing the war against Ukraine. He then resigned and soon left the country, although he continues to return to the country regularly. According to the publication, before his resignation on September the 18th, Kozak prepared two documents: an official resignation letter and a separate letter addressed to Putin. In it, he openly condemned Russia's attack on Ukraine, using extremely harsh language. Kozak himself, however, is confident that his position did not anger Putin and even hopes to meet with him in the future. Almost immediately after his dismissal, Kozak began traveling abroad frequently. 4 acquaintances of the former official said he spent time in Israel, but not for safety reasons, but for medical treatment. Kozak continues to travel there and back, confident in returning to Russia. The political context is also of interest. The New York Times reported that Kozak was virtually the only person in Putin's inner circle who spoke out against the stupid war. He proposed not only ending the fighting, but also initiating reforms within the country, from the work of the security services to the judicial system. However, his proposals were rejected. Kozak was born in the Kirovohrad region of Ukraine and built his career in St. Petersburg alongside Putin. Over the decades, he held high-ranking positions from minister to deputy prime minister. Before the full-scale invasion, Kozak oversaw the Kremlin's interactions with the so-called LPR and DPR. At the Security Council meeting on February the 21st, 2022, he spoke more cautiously than others, and his remarks about the possible annexation of Donbas were edited out. After the war began, Kozak was gradually removed from the Ukrainian task force. He focused on other regions, but the Kremlin suffered setbacks there too. Pro-Russian candidates failed in Moldova, and the political crisis erupted in Abkhazia. Ultimately, his powers were transferred to Sergei Kiriyenko, leaving Kozak without a real job. Despite rumors of new positions, he hasn't received any work since his dismissal on September the 18th. Sources believe his political career is effectively over, and the letter to Putin marks the end of the story. Media previously reported that the fired Dmitry Kozak was attempting to protect Russian business. According to Fari Daily sources, Kozak proposed a radical reform of the Business Ombudsman's office. He insisted on expanding the powers of the Business Ombudsman, elevating the position, and even creating a special state commission for business protection. Kozak himself had hoped to occupy this position with the rank of deputy head of the presidential administration. The current business ombudsman, Boris Titov, expired in 2022, and a new business advocate has not been appointed. Kozak's initiative could have revived the institution, which has been virtually inactive in recent years. However, the Kremlin has reacted skeptically to his ideas. This is precisely why, as the publication sources note, Putin rejected his longtime allies' initiatives. After this, Kozak realized that within the current power structure he had no room left for independent decision-making and resigned.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban held talks on energy supplies with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin on Friday, once again shunning efforts by his European Union partners to isolate Moscow over its invasion of neighboring Ukraine nearly 4 years ago. According to Associated Press, the trip to Moscow is the second since last year for Orban, who is widely considered Putin's closest partner among all EU leaders. Hungary is one of only a few EU countries to continue importing large quantities of Russian fossil fuels, and Orban has strongly opposed efforts by the bloc to wean its 27 member nations off Russian energy supplies. "We have important areas of cooperation," and we haven't given up on any area of that cooperation, no matter the external pressure, Orban said. Russian energy forms the basis of Hungary's energy supply, now and in the future. Our views on certain issues, including international politics, may sometimes differ. In any case, we have developed an atmosphere that allows us to speak frankly and discuss any issues, Putin said during the talks. Orban has long argued for a cessation of hostilities in Ukraine but without outlining what that might mean for the country's territorial integrity or future security. That stance has dismayed Hungary's EU and NATO allies, who accuse Russia of breaking international law and threatening the security of Eastern European countries.
Я знаю, что вы прежде всего в своей работе отстаиваете интересы своей страны, Венгрии, венгерского народа.
Remélem, hogy most meg fogjuk beszélni a további együttműködési lehetőségeket, és tovább megyünk vele.
Наши взгляды на какие-то вещи, в том числе по международной повестке, могут и не совпадать иногда.
Az együttműködésünk nemzetközi szinten is jól működik.
Но во всяком случае у нас сложилась такая атмосфера, которая позволяет нам откровенно разговаривать, обсуждать любые вопросы.
Tehát így együttműködünk és továbbfejlesztjük a mindenféle ágazatban történő együttműködést és munkát.
Это dает нам возможность не только разговаривать, но и искать решения любых проблем.
Nem csak beszélünk.
Úgy gondolom, hogy történelmi dimenzióban tekintve nagyon sokat tettünk a két nép együttműködése érdekében. Fontos területeken van köztünk együttműködés.
Между нами действует сотрудничество в важных областях.
És nem is adtunk fel az együttműködésből semmilyen területet, semmilyen külső nyomásra.
Мы не поддались на внешнее давление и не прекратили взаимодействие ни в одной из этих важных областей.
Szeretném ismét megerősíteni, hogy Magyarország energiaellátásának az alapját az Oroszországból érkező energiahordozók jelentik most is és a jövőben is.
Я хотел бы подчеркнуть, что основу энергобезопасности Венгрии поставляют стабильные поставки российских энергоносителей в прошлом и сейчас и в будущем.
Nagyra becsüljük a szállítások megbízhatóságát és kiszámíthatóságát.
Мы высоко ценим стабильность и предсказуемость российских энергопоставок.
És Magyarország érdekelt az energetikai együttműködés fenntartásában.
Венгрия заинтересована в поддержании энергодиалога с вашей страной.
És ezt a kérdéskört szeretném ma alaposan megtárgyalni önnel.
И сегодня я хотел бы...
Ukrajna Magyarország szomszédja.
Украина – это сосед Венгрии.
Ezért a háborúnak a hatása Magyarországra erőteljes.